Yes, and Jimmy White creates history.
Great performance by Steve Davis. The most remarkable world final. Oh, wonderful!
Back in the winner's circle.
Hello, good evening and welcome to the Mountbatten Leisure Centre in Portsmouth for the final session of this year's Wildcrest Parks World Snooker Championships, live on Sky Sports 3 in HD. This is how the lineup looks for tonight's semi-finals. Last year's snooker shootout champion Nigel Bond takes on defending champion Darren Morgan, and Tony Chappell takes on the conqueror of the world with Jimmy White, Dean O'Kane. Yeah, good to see you again. Just 4 remain in this year's Seniors World Snooker Championships from the 16 that started out yesterday afternoon. Defending champion Darren Morgan is the bookies' favourite to retain the trophy, but judging by what we've seen this afternoon, it's never a good idea to write off the underdog.
So much for the banter. The serious business begins now. All-time great versus defending champion.
A little bit like watching a game of chess with balls at the moment.
Pot of red, knocked the black in off a 72-ball plant.
Oh, unlucky.
I don't know why I bother, to be quite honest.
Darren Morgan has been patient and it's paid off.
Steve Davis never really got going. It's Morgan who goes through.
It's a match that's not going to be too easy for Jimmy White. Jimmy obviously favourite to win this match. Great shot. Jimmy's not quite on his game here. It could be an upset to take us into a decider.
Well played, Dean O'Kane.
What a chance this is.
One of the best victories of Dean O'Kane's career.
That was fabulous.
Both these players have been off the tour for a long time.
It's a bit scrappy, but it looks like it's going the way of Tony Chappell.
He's going along very nicely. He knows this is a match-winning chance. Tony Chappell beats Alan Robidoux by 2 frames to 0.
Tony Knowles, a former world number 2 against the former British Open champion Nigel Bond. You've got to put Nigel favourite at this match, of course. Very close to the winning post now, just a couple more reds needed.
It's all over now. Will beat Nigel Bond against Darren Morgan, defending champion.
Yeah, just 4 remain, and later on this evening we'll have our champion. The great WT joins me as always from what we've seen this afternoon. Impressive games, and you were commentating on what you said at the time was the best of 3 game you've ever seen, Jimmy against Dean.
Absolutely, Jimmy played very well. I mean, the first frame was a bit scrappy, but Dean O'Kane did remarkably well when it was 1-1 to clear up from 40 behind, and he thought he deserves to be in the semi-final.
From a snooker player's point of view, if they produce good form in an afternoon, they have to have a little break and come back. How difficult is it to recreate that in the evening session?
Well, the first 2 players, we've obviously got the defending champion Darren Morgan, who's obviously used to the big stage now and won it last year. Nigel Bond still on the main tour. I'm a little concerned for the 2 players, Dean O'Kane and Tony Chappell. They haven't played on the big stage for quite some time, so it remains to be seen how they're going to react tonight. So, they played well this afternoon. Can they play well this evening? Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's have a look at how the bookies think tonight will go. The bookies obviously feel that the winner will come from our first semi-final that's coming up in just a sec. Nigel Bond 7-4, just under 2s, and Darren Morgan the favourite at 6-4, and the other 2 This is to win it, by the way. That's obviously not their group game. Chappell against Dean O'Kane, 9-2, both of them, 4.5 to 1. Talking of Dean O'Kane, he's played well this afternoon. He played great snooker. Could we be seeing our first ever gloved world champion?
There you are. That could happen, couldn't it? There's not too many players who play with gloves over the years. A lot of American pool players play with gloves, but in the atmosphere we usually have in the UK, which is usually quite dry, the hands are usually not sweaty. But Dean O'Kane in New Zealand has to play with a glove because it's very sticky out there. But it'd be interesting to see. It'd be nice to have that, wouldn't it?
And now, obviously, if Darren Morgan's going to get beat, someone's got to take 2 frames off him. He's only dropped 1. He's dropped none in this year's championship. He dropped 1 last year, and that was in the final to the Nugget.
Well, and remember as well, he's just come off a tournament where he won 37 frames on the trot in winning an amateur tournament. Never lost a frame all the way through, so he's on a real good run. And regardless of who you're playing, OK, he's been playing players that are not as good as Darren, but winning breeds confidence, and Darren Morgan's on a crest of a wave confidence-wise.
Who'd you fancy? One name?
Darren Morgan.
OK. I'm going to let you go and change that tie because we're already getting lots of texts and emails in complaining.
Stop looking at my head.
It looks good. Right, time for our first semi-final. The players, as always, introduced by our MC, Mr. John McDonald.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're joining us live at the Mountbatten Centre here in Portsmouth. World Snooker proudly present the semi-finals of the Wildcrest Park World Senior Championship. We're coming to you live here on Sky Sports HD. 3 frames, our referee in charge of the action is Mr. Arian Williams. It's time now to meet our semi-finalists. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nigel Bond and Darren Morgan.
To be with you in the daytime, girl, I want to be with you all of the time. The only time I feel alright is by your side.
Oh, the lucky cufflinks on.
Yeah, the cufflinks are on.
The lucky cufflinks are on. How are you feeling? How are you going to beat this fella? 1 frame he's dropped in 2 years here.
I know, you know, last year he played awesome. He was the best player in the tournament, obviously last year, and ended up winning it. And, you know, he's produced some great snooker over this weekend as well. So it'll be a really tough game.
Jimmy mentioned earlier on that as a player in this event, you sort of do have to change your game plan because it is the race to 2. Do you find that as well?
Not so much. I think I've always tried to play my own game and play the same way. So don't really agree with that. I just try and play the balls and play the way that I play.
Defending champion, you're 2 matches away from doing it again.
Yes, 2 matches. It feels like 10 miles, though. You know, so it'd be nice to be 1 match away. But me and Nigel go back a long way. Very good friends off the table as well. I won't say we've ever really enjoyed playing each other, but it's just one of them. The draw could have been kinder if we could have been in different halves, but there you are.
And Willie was talking about the amount of frames you haven't lost, and there was a tournament in Wales you were playing in. What level are we up to? How many are you unbeaten at the moment?
Well, that one in Wales, that was a European Masters hour, so he was playing for Wales, but in a European tournament. But now we've said that, he's given me the kiss of death, hasn't he? You know.
Darren Morgan, Nigel Bond, best of luck. Cheers for the lads. Any questions you have, you can tweet us at Sky Snooker. Neil Folds sat next to the wonderful Clive Everton for this one.
It's defending champion versus 1996 British Open champion, which has remained Nigel Bond's only world ranking title, but he's been a highly respected member of the circuit all these years, and still is. Stands 45th in the rankings currently.
Give the first frame. Nigel Bond to break.
I did predict that the champion this weekend would be one of the 4 players still on the main tour, but I'm down to my last barrel in that respect.
expect a good standard, I think, in this match. As Darren was kind of alluding to, I suppose these would have been the two favourites, but they were drawn to play each other. And it will be one of these two against a slight outsider. But really, we know anyone can win this. Great shot. Now that was a clever shot, because there didn't seem to be much room there to land on the black. Very cleverly done. Just nudged the black out there. Very delicate shot.
Eight.
Oh, unlucky. Just
Nigel Bond, 8.
he stayed down on it, hoping, I think, it would wriggle in off the jaw.
Hasn't been missing those earlier in the tournament.
No, I was thinking that. Every match starts at level, doesn't it? And he's missed that one. So, and we know he's only human. We know he's got a almost incredible record in seniors events, actually. Not so much whether he loses a match, it's whether anyone can even take a frame off him. And so far, over the last day and a half, no one has. Somebody's phone is ringing out there. Nigel had a little look round. Answer it then, says Nigel. Don't get much out of Nigel out at the table. Likes to be quiet and sort of under the radar a little bit. He's always been like that. Suits him.
Held the spot with the cue ball to get the pink back on the black spot.
8.
Yeah, and if he's got a nice angle on this black to plough through the reds, that would be an option. You know, I don't think he's got it. It looks too straight. It is too straight. Now, he wanted to be a little bit lower on the black so he could really go through the reds. So a lot of how this frame will go will hinge on how he gets on his next colour to burst the reds open if possible.
No spot available for the black, so it goes as near as possible to its own spot in a straight line between it and the midpoint of the black cushion.
Oh, that's a great shot. Now that is, you couldn't have put that better with your hand to go into the reds from that. Didn't get any applause for it, but it was beautifully played. This is the crunch shot of the break. He didn't really catch them properly. He wanted to hit the point of the pyramid there at the top.
21.
See it again. Now he really wanted to hit that first red full on, called it half ball. And not only did the pack not break, the cue ball just drifted away. So the break will end here.
Nigel Bond, 21.
I think Nigel Bond likes playing on Sky. He won the one-frame shootout at Blackpool Tower Circus the season before last. He'll be there again, along with the other 63 players ranked in the top 64 in January.
That's always a great event. Really enjoy that. All the players there in the top flight in the world, all meeting up over 2 or 3 days. There's a lot of fun attached to it, but it's also a serious prize at the end. Barry Hawkins winning his biggest ever kitty when he won it last year, 32,000.
Good length. Perfect, in fact.
Yeah, and also just that place the cue ball is so central to the bolt cushion there, right down the middle. It makes it always more difficult when you're there to get a thin edge on something where if you're nearer to the yellow pocket or the green pocket down that cushion. It's an easier safety shot. This is not easy. Thankfully, he hasn't got 30 seconds yet. Because if he had down 30 seconds on this shot, it would be a real struggle.
There is a possible to right middle. Far from easy though. Queuing out of the jaws of the corner pocket.
Well, he was very close to that one, and look at that result. All of a sudden, one or two cracks appearing in the man that looked as if he was in a different league to everybody else. Not only just a miss, which was very close to going in, but just the way that the ball's finished.
One.
Darren was a bit unlucky with his previous shot. This has gone all around the pocket. Look at this. He's actually tried to drop in. Incredible. Just the pace of it.
Well, that was inexcusable from Bond. He came to the table 29 in front, and it was a chance to clinch this opening frame.
Yeah, very surprised about that. It was very much an unforced error. He's playing this thin red. I think it's the only one that he can get to. Get the putting angle. And he's not settled tonight yet, as Darren Morgan.
The strange thing was that he played two very good frames yesterday against Joe Johnson, one very good one against Steve Davis this afternoon, and then in the second frame he started to miss and get a bit anxious, and he's right, although he won that frame to complete a 2-0 victory, he's resumed in much the same mode.
It's a good point. He might have a few things that he's been thinking about after that match. Maybe he hit one or two of them badly, and even the seniors king that he is, clearly, and Darren Morgan has started to look into his cue action.
Shot clock in operation.
Again, this is not a good shot. Very pacey. Has he got any cover? Maybe so. Blue might be the thing that's stopping him getting to that red to the left corner. without the blue there. Nigel will be on something. Well, it's been a lot of fun this tournament, but this is getting quite serious now. Best of threes. Don't forget, £18,000 to the 2012 World Seniors Champion. So it's a bit twitchy. That's a very, very unlike Nigel shot, that one. Just hit it all wrong. Trying to find a little gap to get back to bulk as well as get the pop.
Time extension, please.
No, can't get going yet.
For the moment, the wheel's fallen off of the Morgan machine.
Perfect length safety again, perfect direction. Morgan can only defend from there.
Well, it's a series of not very good shots. He hit the wrong side of that. It may be that the red is cuttable. I don't know how much Nigel will fancy it down there.
Well, just a fraction off the cushion. Maybe cuttable.
Yeah, this is almost an equipment time extension here. To get all that lot on there would take ages. Got the fishing tackle out here. Extended cue and rest the lot.
One.
Just drifted the ball's width too far, that. So in behind a bolt colour's all he's got. It does feel a little bit different tonight to me. You just feel extra tension around in there. Which kind of is a nice thing in a way, isn't it?
Well, yesterday was all about nostalgia. Today is about winning. No, so that's another containing safety which went wrong.
Well, we've been praiseworthy of Darren Morgan all the way through, but as we say, a series of shots that have been below his best.
One.
If he carries on like this, I think we're going to be close to another Darren Morgan retirement from the game.
Second.
Well, he did become disillusioned towards the end of his time on the tour.
Which happened every time he lost, I think, coincidentally. I'm ribbing him, obviously. He's a great guy, is Darren. Most of the things he said, there's been a bit of humour attached to over the years.
13.
50 in front. One decent shot here.
14.
And should certainly clinch the frame from there. Well,
Nigel Bond, 70.
I think that must have been a kick. Very, very rare that any kind of remark passes Bond's lips. Oh, what a kick that was.
Yeah, it sounded bad and it looked even worse on the replay.
Yes, it does, yeah.
An unexpected reprieve then for Morgan, but he
Time extension, please.
has still got it all to do.
No words to describe that.
No, it just seems to have lost the magic touch for the moment.
And the balls are very awkward for any sort of a clearance. He looks in no form to make one.
Not the best safety Bond's ever played.
No, and Morgan with this red just off straight. I think he can find an angle to get up for the pink into the right middle, perhaps.
One.
Oh, don't say he's gone behind that red. Dear, oh dear. It's just bad luck, that is. It really was. I mean, you know it might happen, but you just assume it won't.
Foul.
Yes,
Darren Morgan, 1.
fouled the ball with his cue.
He heard something there, and Darren was straight away calling a foul on himself. I think his cue went slightly haywire and went into that red. It didn't go through straight. Yeah, the red moved an inch or two. But if Arian Williams hadn't have seen it, then he was always going to call it on himself anyway, as he did.
One.
Well, the object of the game isn't to get behind that red.
Well, if it was, these two would be very good at it. Well, it's an amazing game at times, this snooker. These two have done so well to get here, and they are the tournament favourites between them, and it's not been a good frame.
Nigel Bond.
And that's not a very good shot either. He's developed the black, and all of a sudden, there isn't anything safe. How about some kind of a miraculous clearance here on his old form? And Darren Morgan could do this. I think getting the black on was the biggest sin there.
One.
Yes, because Morgan can steal the frame by a single point if he clears up with 4 reds, 4 blacks and all the colours.
Eight. Nine.
Well,
Darren Morgan, 16.
there goes a chance for a winning clearance. Wayward.
Better shot that time from Nigel, getting the red away from the black, because it would be more difficult to take two reds and blacks with the reds up the table. I mean, this, if he pots this, it'd be a good shot, but if he could run through up for the black, it would be almost miraculous, I'd say. Very, very difficult, this. You've got to hit that so well.
Still, the red run's safe. Bond intent on not giving Morgan an easy opportunity for two reds, two blacks, and in any case, with the red on the side cushion, there's no easy black to be had from that. He did attempt that red to the ball pocket for black ball position.
It's a bit of an odd shot for Nigel to be left with. Doesn't really want to play the red along the cushion, but he has to, in some form. Has to move it out. He's gone for the pot. Made sure he didn't leave the other red. Made sure the blue was covering that one. Well, this time he has left that red. It pots through the gap. This is the chance that Nigel's been waiting for to clinch the frame.
The frame still not clinched.
It's all a bit of a struggle tonight. And Darren looking at, I think, the red to the right middle. If he can avoid the brown on the way back up the table, he could get on the black from it. He's played it ever so well. That's a great shot. And that might give him confidence, even if he doesn't go on and win the frame from here. That was a good shot. And if he crunches this in and suns it round for the black, I think Nigel will feel that this frame is definitely not over. Not an easy shot though. I don't know what happened there. His hand up to his head there as if he needed to concentrate harder on this shot.
Darren Morgan, 8.
Well, doesn't seem to have quite the same intensity to his game tonight that he's had all the way through. Something's changed.
He's lost a bit of confidence.
Don't know if this will cut in. It's mighty thin. It's one of those shots from maybe overhead it might appear to cut in. Yeah, on there it looks potable, doesn't it? Nigel says no.
Sometimes the shot can look different from behind the cue.
Hasn't played it very well though, because not only has he left it, he's left it to come down towards the black once again. This frame is taking some winning.
One. Eight.
Now, if Morgan can win this frame, having played pretty poorly for most of it, he could change his thinking entirely. He won't be winning it now, though.
Two. Five.
So Bond is going to be 1-0 up, and I think would have won the frame a long time ago had he not had an horrific kick on a simple red to left middle.
Nine in the first frame, Nigel Bond.
A tense opening frame, but Nigel Bond leads Darren Morgan by a frame to 0. Darren, you couldn't quite get going in that frame, although you did get into contention towards the end. Why do you think you started so badly?
Well, thank you for that, Clive. I don't think Willie's comments at the start helped, saying I hadn't lost a frame, so at least that's off my back now, so we can move on. But the balls just never sat nice for me, really. Nigel missed a couple, you know, after he got a lead. And the couple he missed, he sort of, I think it'd be fair to say, he got away with. And I just couldn't get right in comfortable until I was 50 odd behind. And it was a bit of a long shot, really. But I did fancy the clearance at the end, funny enough. But wasn't to be, I'm afraid.
Okay, moving on to Nigel. You must have been worried when you got that kick into the middle pocket that the frame was going to go against you for a while. Horrendous.
Yeah, you know, obviously, like Darren said, I got away with a couple early on in the frame, but obviously then at that stage, you know, I was controlling the frame and all I had to do was probably, you know, knock the red in the middle, get on the blue, and another couple of reds and the frame would have been over, and then all of a sudden, you know, I could have lost it there at the end. If the yellow had gone in, Darren had probably got a perfect angle off the green to flick the blue off the cushion, so, you know, I thought it was going to slip away from me.
Okay, everything to play for, fellas. Let's get on with frame 2.
Second frame. Darren Morgan the break.
That's a much better shot from Darren Morgan to start this frame. It's a very telling safety shot, actually.
Yeah, he was just starting to pick up his game towards the end of that frame, and as Nigel Bond said, if he had potted the yellow instead of just drawing it, he could possibly have cleared up to win it.
Yeah, I think it's a bit much that Darren blaming poor old Willie Thorne. I mean, he's to blame for most things, but not everything that happens in the world. This time it's Nigel who plays the good safety shot. Darren has got a clear shot at a number of reds, but he just might consider going cushion first here. Now, Nigel might be interested in this red up into a top pocket. I think it'll go past the blue, either that or it's a question of keeping things tight for a bit longer, maybe. I think with the reds scattered like this, two things. You know that if you leave your opponent in, he can score, but also the safety shot he has to play from back in bulk is always going to be difficult.
Well, the second red was moving as the cue ball kissed it.
No easy starter though, that's the problem. Oh, it's not a nice shot there, red by the yellow. Got to pot it and hope to get a nice cannon. Just one of those awkward shots to start a break. It goes in. There'll be plenty on here. It's well played.
One.
Yes, that was a less than half ball pot. Always got to be careful with those.
Five. 6.
It's a shame he never got onto the blue nicely. 'Cause to get that back on its own spot would have been handy, especially with the pink not really in play. He can still play the blue, but he can't get near a red from there. And if he plays on the black of this next red, I think the black will be tied up when it's respotted. I just wonder if he's going to be interested in potting this and flicking the red away from the black spot. Definitely going to make things awkward once this is potted otherwise.
Made a great effort to get the cue ball round, but hasn't achieved what he set out to do.
Nigel Bond, 17.
There's difficulty in this. If he'd clipped the second red any thicker, he could have left Bond right in. To strike a brief financial note, the worst thing that can happen to a loser of this match is that he walks away with £4,000. £8,000 for the losing finalist, £18,000 for the champion.
Darren Morgan, 4.
Well, a lot more choice from the D than there would have been from the jaws of the corner pocket.
Shot clock in operation. One.
Struck that one much better. Now the problem is, where are the high value colours? Can't really get on the black from here, I don't think. Don't see why he would play on the pink, unless he could knock it into play perhaps. That's the only way he's going to score. Won't score on the bulk colours this time. Well, he's played on the blue there, but I think he's overscrewed dramatically. not really happening for Darren. If this blue goes in and he lands on a red, maybe that's where it'll all start.
Blue ball.
Missable shot this.
Nine. Ten. $15.
Well, would he dare just hold for the black down the cushion? Would be a brave shot, this. You think of players who might play out for lower value colour, knowing that the black will stay over the pocket if he misses it. Oh, now I bet he wishes he played on the black. He's absolutely hit that about half a table too hard.
Yellow ball.
Now this is out of annoyance, this shot he's playing here. Oh, I didn't fancy him for that, I've got to be honest. The shot before was still in his mind, I think.
16.
Yes, tried to chase his losses there.
One. Four. Five.
Hasn't dropped on the blue as he would have liked. Once more. Progress is slow in this break.
I wonder if Nigel will be interested in playing the brown and stunning it round. It's one of his shots. Around two cushions across the table and to the right. Yeah, that's a shot that he always seems to play very well. Bottom cushion, left cushion, finding a way down to the right of the table.
Extension, please.
But he's taking more time on it.
Not carrying any weight round the stomach, which is very useful for a shot like this.
Great effort, wasn't it? Very good. Yep, he's never changed, Nigel, has he? Never put any weight on or anything over the years. Got a little bit of snow on the roof, but otherwise, it's in good shape still.
Nigel Bond 9.
This is one of those awkward frames. The balls have run under cushions. Nothing the players can do about it really, except battle it out shot by shot. Well, that was a terrific shot. Shot of the match.
Now, is he trying to screw directly across, or is he coming twice across the table to get to the next red? Yeah, there's a kind of shot, the harder you hit that, the less chance you've got of taking it further down the table. Almost had to play that slower to come towards the reds. So only 4 from that. After the red went in, I thought maybe that he'd suddenly awoken from his slumber, because he hasn't played well in this match, not by his high standards. I'd be surprised if Darren had a pop at a red here, one possibly in the top right pocket. Could land on the yellow, perhaps. I think he's going to have to play it. Didn't play it with any confidence because he screwed right back to the bottom cushion.
Unfriendly jaw, that was, on the middle pocket.
Now, what's he doing? He's gone for the extension on his cue. I just wonder if he
Time extension, please.
might have the shot here to knock the black into play. I wonder if that's on with a little touch of right-hand side. Cannon the black into play, perhaps. That's what he tried. An excellent shot.
One. Yep.
Right of centre striking as he looked at it. He makes the cannon nicely.
He nominated black there. I can't imagine what else he could have been playing. Wow, after that shot on the red, I never saw that coming, Clive.
No, I think he thought, if I hit this very thin, it's bound to go in, but he hit it too thin. Not only potted the red, but tried to develop at least one of the others.
Yeah, and it was an excellent choice of shot, Clive, because with the black over the pocket, he couldn't fail to be on a colour. Now then, could it be that Nigel Bond ends the reign of Darren Morgan as well, seniors champion?
Nine. 14.
Darren Morgan has made a pretty good defence of his World Seniors title, but this is where it could all end with this visit.
15.
Well, the angle on the pink takes him towards the red. Will he cannon it or play behind it? That's his choice. Well, played him behind it, but he's overhit slightly. He's got to use the rest. And if this goes in, I fear that the worse for Morgan.
21.
Couldn't hold the cue ball quite enough to leave this red available with a hand bridge. But he proves equal to the challenge with the rest.
22.
And this is the one he wants. Takes him into a lead of 30 points if this goes in with just the 27 on. Ooh, that didn't exactly go in cleanly, and he was, trust me, he was only trying to pop that ball. Wasn't doing anything flash with the cue ball at all. A bit twitchy. It's over now though, Clyde.
Yes, a hard-fought match.
Well,
Bond, 31.
how has Nigel missed that? That's the first thing. I'm sure he'll still win, but how did he miss that? That is an absolute sitter.
Couldn't have looked at it properly.
A bit of what they call a senior moment, this is it? Because that's almost unmissable.
.32 the difference. 2 snookers. Difficult but not impossible.
But should be shaking hands and getting ready for the final. Should Nigel. Maybe it'll still happen. Got another chance.
Three.
Not a classic this,
7.
but Nigel Bond over the 2 frames has made fewer important errors. There it is then. Nigel Bond brings Darren Morgan's reign as World Seniors champion to an end. Bond wins by 2 frames to 0. He's in the final.